Hey there, today I'm going to be making a chilli in the slow cooker. This is a budget meal. I think it's a very good value. It serves about 5-6 people, depending on how much veg you put in. So stick with me if you want to see how to make a chilli in the slow cooker. Hi there, my name is Suzanne and this is Money Made Magic, and it's where we try to save you a bit of money and we look at everything to do with frugal living and budgeting here. So today's chilli is the first meal in my new kitchen, which I'm really proud of. So I'm going to swing round in a minute, the camera onto the ingredients, let you see what I'm going to put in there, and then I'm going to do a condensed version of how I actually make this chilli, and then I'll talk about. Here's the ingredients, not the bananas and not the Marmite as a cup actually. Okay, so here's the ingredients. I've got 5% fat lean beef minced steak. It was $5.98 for 750 grams. I don't know how much meat normally is in other supermarkets. I'm going to probably be on a quest to find out. Now that I've moved, I've got new shops to look at. So that's probably going to make about 5-6 servings, depending on how much veg I put in. Best thing to do with these things is to bulk it out with vegetables because meat is so expensive. The other ingredients, I have got some mushrooms, and I'll probably use half the pack because I want to keep half the pack for another meal. I've got 2 courgettes there, a red pepper, some carrots, and a can of red kidney beans. Now, depending on how much you want to make, you can bulk out that vegetable and bean stock as much as you like. I sometimes put 2 cans of beans in. I sometimes put a whole pack of mushrooms in. It just depends what I'm doing. I'll be adding to that some tomato puree, some garlic, some passatta. Now you can add canned tomatoes if you want. Just depends whether you want a smoother or a more textured flavour. And then for my spices, I have got, that actually shouldn't be there. It's out because it's empty. I've got some chilli powder, and that's very hot chilli powder, and I don't like it really hot, so I put a pinch of that in, tiny pinch. And then I've got some cumin, ground cumin, and that makes a really nice flavour for a chilli. So that is what is going to go into my chilli. I may also at some point put a dash of sugar in, it sweetens it up a little bit, and a dash of honey, and I also may add a little bit of sweet chilli sauce. But that's it. So I will take you through bit by bit, and I hope you enjoy this video. There we are. So there's the courgettes, the peppers, the carrots, the mushrooms, and the garlic chopped ready to go in the pot. And I've also got a can of red kidney beans. I've drained those, rinsed them a little bit. You want to get as much moisture out of those as you can, because you don't want a lot of moisture in your slow cooker dish. And the passatta already, the meat will go in last. I forgot to mention I'm going to put some onion in. And for this I'm putting some frozen diced onion up there. You can put fresh onion in, and just had those to use up, and I just forgot to mention them earlier. So here we are, emptying those vegetables into the pot. I'm losing some, huh? Those in a minute. And then put these diced frozen onions in. And then I'm going to add my tin of beans in. I'm then going to add my cumin. I'm going to put a good bit in because this is going to form the basis of my flavouring, because I don't want a lot of chilli powder in. Put quite a bit of cumin in. Now, your chilli powder is completely up to you. Some people like it absolutely red hot, I don't. So this is very hot chili powder. This was from a spice shop. I am going to need a tiny bit, and absolutely look at this, not even a teaspoon, just a fraction of a teaspoon, because what I'll find when I go to taste it later on, it will be red hot. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to stir those flavours in to all that veg. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add my meat. So here's the meat going in now, and it is in one of those vacuum packs, and they are quite challenging to deal with sometimes, aren't they? And then I'm literally going to break up the meat. I really don't like the fact that they come in those vacuum packs now, but there we are. And what you find is you want the meat broken up as much as you can, and try and get those vegetables worked into it a little bit. It doesn't matter too much at this stage because it will be coming in and stirring this from time to time. And then I'm going to add this passatta. Again, you don't want a great deal of liquid in a slow cooker dish because it forms its own liquid from the veg. So a carton of that is fine, as would be 1 can of tinned tomatoes. You wouldn't want any more than that. It looks very dry at the minute, but believe me, later on when you see it, it will not be dry. It will be quite moist, so we may have to put something in to thicken it. So that's it. We're done. The lid goes on, plugged in, switched on. With my slow cooker, I have things on low. That's it, the light's on, and I will leave that on till tea time. So it's about 11 o'clock now, about 6 or 7 hours. But I do check it in intermediately. I do check it. So there's our chilli bubbling away, nice and ready. The only thing I've done to that is I've added a bit of tomato puree, a spoonful of gravy granules, tablespoon of honey, teaspoon of sugar, and a little bit of chilli dipping sauce just to flavour it up a little bit. I'm going to leave that now just to settle for about 15 minutes. It'll thicken up a little bit. I'll show you the consistency of it if I stir. It'll just thicken up a little bit if I leave it, and then I'm going to serve that with some rice. There's our chilli done. Quite pleased with that, and I'm going to serve that with a bowl of basmati rice. So ladles full, I think. That'll be perfect for me. Gosh, it's a big portion. I'm going to do the taste test. I'm going to do it standing up. I haven't got my table set up yet, so it's a stand-up job. It is. So there's my lovely bowl of chilli. Let's see what it tastes like. Wow. Hope I don't burn my mouth. I normally do it this time. Here goes. It smells mighty good. Just let that forkful cool a little bit. Mmm. That's really good. That is really good. I hope you've enjoyed watching me make that chilli. Cost, the mince was about $5.98. The vegetables, the pepper was 65, negligible for the carrots, 50p for the mushrooms. What else did we put in? The onions, I think they're about £1 for a bag, so about 50p. So the whole pot has probably cost me about £8, £8 or £9. It's really difficult to work out exactly. I'm dividing it up by 5. I've got a portion there for myself. There's another really good, 4 really good portions in that pot. So it's probably going to have cost you about £1.50 to £2 per dish. You've got your rice on top of that, of course, but again, if you make your own rice from you know, the dry rice bags, that's really, really cheap. Again, another value meal, really, really good for you, packed full of fresh meat and vegetables. Not a lot of things in there that are pre-made, you know, sort of trying to use fresh things wherever I can. So I hope you've enjoyed that. That is the first video in my new kitchen. I'm really proud of that. It's so lovely having you with me making this meal. I hope you've enjoyed that. Please let me know in the comments if you do like a chilli, and if you do, how do you make it? Lots of different ways, isn't there? I prefer the slow cooker method myself. Anyway, if you haven't already, give us a like, subscribe if you're not already subscribed for more videos on saving money, not just in the kitchen, but generally in the house, in the home. And I'll see you in another video again soon. Bye.